Hello traders, hope you're good. This is Ed. Welcome to Ed Traders live on YouTube. So ensure you share the live so that the rest can get a clue of what you're doing here. I want to do an analysis of gold, what we are expecting on gold starting this week as we continue to maybe to the new month. So we want to do this analysis, you want to check what gold is doing and then sure you share the live. If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, ensure you do so that each and every moment I'm live here on YouTube, you'll be able to see exactly what's taking place. So I'm just giving you something like 1 minute before I start. Share the live, so that the rest can see what you're doing. Okay, so just a second. Okay, so we want to check what gold is doing because of recent, uh, gold in specific has been having a unique behavior, as I've been telling you before, and you just have to catch it at the right moment because as this month is ending, I told you that this month was supposed to end with some bullishness. It was supposed to end with a bullish candle as a month in itself. So we are not surprised. And last week also, as we talked about, gold is supposed to tap on a specific weekly fair value gap before moving up. We also saw that, and that really happened so well. Yes, so that really happened well. That really happened very, very well. And we are currently continuing with some bullish impression there. But today, I just want to make at least some to come up with some thesis so that you'll be able to understand in one or another what we are expecting right now. What we are expecting. So ensure you share the live. Those who are not around, ensure you share the live. Tell them. Share the live, share the live. Okay, so welcome for everyone who is around. We see what's happening with gold. We see what's happening with gold. Okay, I think that's okay. So let's continue with our analysis. So, what's the catch here? One of the first thing you have to understand is to know the bias, the general bias of gold, what gold is trying to do at the moment. So checking this gold first on the monthly time frame, I think I'm the one who said that this month was supposed to end with some bullishness, and there can be a possibility that after the end of this month, you can see some bearishness coming in the market. And there can also be a possibility that the next month can a bit try to balance the market, be a bit bearish in a way before continuing up. That kind of a thing can happen because when we see current month, there's something like 1 day remaining before the current month ends, and you can see that this month left a very strong fair value gap at this level. So possibly next month can come in the bearishness is to bring first up into this fair value gap, something of this sort, before moving up. But today, I just want to talk about maybe possibly how we can trade this week as we are continuing just like that. So first, I started with the last month, and last month was bullish, which is very okay. We had already predicted that this month have to end with some bullishness, and you can see it is still cruising, it is still green going up, which is very impressive. So after looking at the monthly time frame, what are the key things that possibly cannot? Maybe things like support and resistance. We see if in case there's anything that can attract our attention. The month is still now at the top, not balanced at that level, probably in terms of monthly perspective. So the only zone that possibly we have is we have this zone of support around this level here, down here. This zone that had formed something like a triple top. You see, now it is a resistant turn to support probably. Then we have to see after the market had broken that zone, it left a fair value gap at this level. You see, this market had left a very big fair value gap between these 3 months, 1, 2, 3. There's a very strong fair value gap at that level, and I think is worth noting what this market has been doing at that level there. So at that fair value gap, what happened? When we're looking at that fair value gap, you can see that the market again, sorry, not the market again. The market in the next month, sorry for that. The market in the next month, we are expected at least to come. I don't even know what I wanted to say. We expect it at least to come to tap this zone before continuing up. So if that's the expectation, then at least even if in case the next month maybe cannot be bullish in itself, bearish, maybe end as a red candle maybe, which according to me maybe possibly I think, depending if this market maybe this current month will end with some wick on top, possibly next month you can see some bearishness in the market, and that bearishness can get in with the news of the first week, second week also maybe you can see some bearishness before maybe bullishness, or whatever it is. It can be inversed. It can go up first before coming down. So the main thing that I want to talk about now is this zone to be filled. And in case if that zone to be filled, you can see that in this fair value gap we have, there's a zone there's something like a rejection that took place around the midpoint of that fair value gap. So I think that's a point of interest. Probably can mark that zone, the high of this candle that came on the middle point of this fair value gap. So possibly in specific, let me mark that price around something like 21.45. You see, the market maybe can come to that zone. So the next thing is for us to watch the weekly time frame, weekly candles, and see what the weekly candles is trying to say. This fair value gap was formed, and on the weekly perspective, after the market had moved from this fair value gap here, you can see which that fair value gap is still being formed, because we have something like 4 days, not 4 days, 1 day. You can see here it is 1 day for the current month to end. So when we go to something like the weekly time frame, in case you have any question or maybe any concern, just ensure you talk about it there on the charts. In case if I see, maybe I'll be able to answer the question, I'll be able to answer the question. So let's continue. I want to show you what I think and the possible approach, how you can approach this goal from now on. The points, the golden points that probably you can be able to trigger either buy or sell. Because if I talk about zones, there can be zones in the lower time frames like 30 minutes. There are many of them. The more you go to lower time frames, the more they become. But now we want to tweak them in a way that at least we can have, even though they are less, but they are very strong points, you see. So this is the first point I think at least the market will be attracted to, possibly to balance the market before the market continue. And there's something I told you last week, that we were expecting the market to give us some bullishness after tapping on this weekly fair value gap here. And you saw after the market had tapped into this weekly fair value gap, what happened? It tapped last week, tapped onto this fair value gap, boom, and the market is now rejected with a wick. And you can see even this week starting with green candle going up, which we know in case if this green candle has to move up the way it is going, then possibly it is targeting the liquidity at the top of last week's high, something of that sort. It's targeting the liquidity at the top of last week's high. So we have two scenarios here. The first scenario is that we expect this market to come down to tap on this zone before going up. The second point is that we expect at least this week to go and take the liquidity on top of last week's high before continuing. So when we look on the weekly time frame, what the weekly time frame is saying is that this market probably can continue going up to this price point, to the high of last week, before doing what? Maybe continue with bearishness or whatever it is. So let's try to break it down in such a way that we can have the best thesis in this market. So let's continue. Now we have this monthly fair value gap. We see last week the market rejected this weekly fair value gap before starting right now. We can see some bullishness coming in, although we are not sure. So let's go to the daily time frame and we see how daily time frame is structured, because we have two things. It is either the market have to come fast, because we know this fair value gap has been tapped into. The market first maybe can be attracted because this fair value gap has been mitigated already. It can come to 21.44 before going up, that's the first thing, or it can first come up, take liquidity on top here, or do something before coming down. So let me tell you what I think. If in case the market has to, just a second. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. So, what do I think? This is what I think right now. In case if the market have to bring that bearishness coming in, that the bearishness that is supposed to come into the market, then at least the market have to come up here, take the last week's high, something of that sort before, having the right momentum to cruise down. So at that level, if it will be able to give you a good setup for a sell, maybe you see something like a strong double top with a 4 hour, maybe bearish engulfing candle, probably, or something, a very unique structure, you can be able to know at that specific point that the market is preparing to come down. Because what am I thinking? The market can come up here, and what will be this? Especially if it breaks this point and form a wick coming down, that will be basically something like a head and shoulder. Something like a double top. You can see that one. The first top here rejected at this specific line. Then if this one also come and return with a wick at that point, then possibly, there's a high chance of it coming back to the neckline again before maybe retesting it and coming to this favor look up here, or continuing up, okay? Continuing up. So this is the deal. So in case if you have to go bearish, if we have to go to bearish, this is just my thinking process. If we have to go bearish in this market, then today, this day have to end fast. We see that we had a favor look up on the daily time frame here on Monday. It created a very strong favor look up here, and the market has been rejecting on that favor look up. But you can see the market's bias has been continuously going up in the up thesis. But this is what I think. If in case the market have to give us some bearishness, then we have to leave today to end fast. You see, after the end of today, then tomorrow I have to take the high of today. Just listen to me carefully. Tomorrow I have to take the high of today. After tomorrow I've taken the high of today, possibly the market will be maybe at that point, maybe the market will have reached maybe a point. This is now we are talking about bearishness, for example. The market maybe would have reached something like maybe a certain level here on this level, whatever it is, maybe that level or not. Or what can happen, because this is a favor look up, and on the left you are seeing things like something like a very strong point on the left, you see, that is in line with that favor look up. So today can come maybe and interfere with today, yesterday, Friday's high. After it has interfered with Friday's high, it have to do that. Then tomorrow, take today's high, and then it will be around this point. You see, this is a POI. Let me just set it a POI. That's now we are talking about the market giving us a bearishness. And that bearishness again maybe can come again down to tap on this weekly FVG before springing up, or the moment it taps that weekly FVG and it drops, especially with the body of a daily candle, it will be doing a retest to that neckline before doing what? Dropping to the monthly favor look up before the bullishness return back to the market. So let's see. So this is a point of interest. That's a point of interest. So let's just check. This is a point of interest. And now the market, as you know, this week there will be very strong news on the calendar. So this is a POI. The price point of the POI. Okay, let's see. The price point of the POI. Let's check the current point of the POI. So just listen to me carefully. Someone is saying, how are you doing, bro? Anthony, I'm doing great. I can see on the chat there, people are coming. Albert is saying, oh, how are you doing, Albert? I can see that's a greeting. Hello, this is Anthony. I've seen your face. I've seen your face. I know my people. Yeah, you guys when you're around, I think it's easy to spot you guys, So, okay, so the market, we are waiting the market at this price point. At this price point here, 2360.446. That's the point. And I want you to note that characteristic I've talked about. If in case, listen to me, if in case, that's in case you want bearishness. If today you have not taken yesterday's high, you see, because also we are looking at the type of people who are in this market, the type of traders that are currently in this market, where they place their stop loss, because there are those who place their stop losses at the end of day's low or whatever it is. So what's happening? Then today you have to take yesterday, Friday's high. If it does not do that, then the trade on the sell side will take place on Wednesday, not tomorrow. So it's as simple as that. So what will happen? If today does not take Friday's high, what will happen is that we expect now tomorrow to take tomorrow to take today's high, or to take Friday's high, and then Wednesday is the one that will do the thing, and it will do the thing around 23.60 before dropping down. So that's in case when we are talking about sells in this market, you see, because already we are seeing something like that structure coming in. But the reason even why I was expecting at least this market to come a bit high is to give us a structure like a double top, before pushing down. Because just frankly speaking, you can see that at this point, the market had been clogging up. There's like a drive that has been coming up here, the market being squeezed down with a wick, and then now we can see the market is coming up again, you see. And even though the market is coming up, there's no fair value gap on the daily time frame forming, you see. The market is coming up and the buyers are not favored. What does it mean? It means the sellers still have the upper hand, to still push this market down. That's why I'm reasoning in that way. And that's the case of a sell. So what are the points? The points is 23.60, and the characteristic of the price as it is coming from those levels, I think is the key things that you have to pay attention to. The characteristic of price as it is approaching those points. I think those also some of the key things that you have to pay attention to. So let's continue. As the price is going up here, this point 23.92 and 23.60 is what probably we'll be expecting. And as the market is going up, I've told you that if in case today breaks Friday's high, then tomorrow we'll get probably a sell, and that thing can be strong, especially if it if tomorrow touches 23.60, it will be a very strong sell, and that sell probably can come to around this point here. You can see the fair value gap on the weekly time frame that had already drawn. This fair value gap, it can be touched before the market continue maybe the bearishness or something of that sort. So the market will do something of this sort. The market will do something of this sort. It will maybe bounce to this level here. No, from this POI to this level. This level is around something like, let me draw the price. Yeah, let me draw my draw. Let me see. Yeah, so the price is supposed to come to around 22.97 before we see the price continuing maybe the bullish impression. But since there's a monthly fair value gap here, a month can do something. This month can do something and can attract the price there. And one of the things that we can use the symmetry of the predicted double top that we are perceiving can happen. This predicted double top, we can use it and maybe form a symmetry. Let's use to the highest point, sorry, the neckline. So you can see this perceived what double top is bringing this price, will probably bring price to this point in case if it happened the way we think. Even if we just use the body of the candles and the neckline here, you can see that it is still going to the monthly fair value gap down there in terms of symmetry. So telling us that probably that point is a very strong point of confluence, So let's continue watching. We see how the market is going to behave. So those are very important points. And in case if we have to buy, let me also now give you a thesis of buying. So if we want to buy, this is how we are going to approach this market. If you want to buy, one of the things that you have to know is that the market have to come down to 22.97 and it have to break the low of last week. As simple as that. The market have first to come and break the low of last week. After breaking the low of last week, that when we'll be able to get a buy. Because one thing I have to tell you is that when this market, even at this point, the moment it starts coming down to 22.94, it have to break the low of last week, even with a pin, with a wick. The moment it does that and come up again and give you a setup of a buy, you can buy it. You see? And that point, maybe the market can also give another double bottom, a structure of a double bottom from this point. So that double bottom again can give us a symmetry. You see, that double bottom maybe can give us a symmetry to what? To the high of this double top, of this high of this market, because it seems to me like it is the half point. You can see it can bring the price to this level. After bringing the price to this level, what will happen? The market again maybe can do something to this level on this favor gap here, whatever it is, before continuing. So right now, since it is cruising up, we are looking for sell basically, and the reason is because of the market is cruising up, but we don't have the market. The buyers are there is no fair value in the part of buyers. So those who have read SMC and things like that, So that's what you're watching. That's what you're looking for. If we get the right thing, boom, we'll be able to get in the market, and possibly I think it will be a good one. So that's what I want to say for the moment. Ensure for those who are around, you subscribe to the channel. Ensure you subscribe and you like, you see, so that this channel can grow. So I think I've given you a thesis if you want to, let me see. Okay, let me see. I think I've given my thought process on what I'm thinking on gold. So basically that's it. So those are the points. Those are very important points. But the characteristic is even more important than the point themselves. You have to wait. I've told you that we have to have at least today to break Friday's high. If it breaks, that's a good thing. Wait for tomorrow. If tomorrow start by continuing breaking the high, especially coming to 2360, look for a sell. And in any case, if this price probably will come to 2294, who knows, if it comes before doing whatever we are saying, then we'll be looking for a buy. Okay, it's as simple as that. Yeah, so it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So in case you have any question, let me know on the chats. Let me know on the chats. In case you have any question, let me know on the chat. So that's basically what I'm thinking on gold. I do not jump in very fast. Just ensure you wait for the right setup, for the right thing to present before you get in. So right now, for those who are also the TikTok, those who are in my TikTok channel, I'm also jumping on the other side so that you'll be able to get it all through what we're talking about. So thank you so much for staying around, and may you have it best. Great.